right, so for adding our squares and our rectangles, we are going to be using the same way of doing it. We're just going to have to make sure that when it's a rectangle, we've got 2 long lines and 2 short lines. When it's a square, all the lines should be the same size. So to make a square or a rectangle, I actually start with a letter L. If I make my letter L and the side and the bottom are the same, it's going to make a square. If I make my letter L and the side is a lot longer than the bottom, or the bottom is a lot longer than the side, those are going to make rectangles. All I have to do is create the other half once I've made my letter L. So we're going to use that way of making these to add 5 rectangle or square things to our artwork, our abstract artwork. So here's my picture. So obviously I don't have as much space now because I've already added my circle shapes and my triangle shapes. So I'm going to have to do my best to fit these in where I can. It is okay if some of these shapes are inside of other ones. I might choose to make a square inside my circle, and that's fine. I could also do these where it overlaps, what goes over top of part of that shape. So I could make a rectangle that goes over my triangle. Kandinsky did that a lot in his artwork as well. He always had a lot of shapes on top of or inside of other shapes. Some interesting things I can do with squares and rectangles. I can make it where I divide it inside, so I could do a rectangle like this, and then I could put lines across it, and I'm basically making little rectangles inside of it when I do that. Kind of looks like a ladder. I could also divide my square. I could do it like this, and now that one square is 4 little squares. Or I could do a square, and inside that square I could go from corner to corner, and what's going to happen is now that square is actually 4 triangles. I could also do squares inside of squares or squares inside of rectangles. I could do squares where the corners are touching. Let's see how many I have right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more. When I look at my picture, I feel like there's a couple of spaces for the last one, so I could do one here or one there. I think I'm going to put one up in the corner. I kind of like the way those squares are connected, so I'm going to make little squares who are connected by their corners. And now I have my 5 square and rectangle shapes, and that's when I put my cap on my marker, set it down, and I am done for today. All right, have fun.